This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Hey, welcome in here. The A-Cuff House Studio is our new home. About 3 months now we've been here on the Grand Ole Opry Plaza, where in a little while the big red curtain will go up at the Opry House on the finale, the fall finale, 2024 of Opry Country Classics. Larry Wayne Gatlin will be there. He hosts. I'm the announcer. Steve and Rudy alongside. And we got Gene Watson in the spotlight in tonight's lineup. So that starts at 7 o'clock. Big red curtain at 7. Charlie Mattos is here. What you rocking over there? Something Kelly Sutton gave you earlier. You were talking about.
Well, no, we had a discussion one time on air if we ever had, any of us had tattoos, or if we ever thought of it. No, Kelly does not, but she thought of it, and it would have been the Grateful Dead Dancing Bears. I don't know how good of a look you can get.
Almost had that around my ankle.
Didn't realize it was the Grateful Dead Dancing Bears, though, right?
No, I knew.
Oh, you knew it was the Grateful Dead?
Yeah, but I didn't do it because I liked the band. I just thought the Bears were cute.
I get more comments if I'm just, people will stop me on the street. I've had cars pull over and talk to me about the Grateful Dead if I wear this shirt.
I had maybe 2 songs that I knew of them.
Right.
I liked the Dancing Bears. I thought it would be cool. I chickened out at the last minute.
That's my favorite part of the story is almost.
Almost.
I'm really glad that did not happen.
You know, my fear when I was young is that I would get old and they'd just look bad. But now I'm old, so I'll outlive the tattoo. I mean, the tattoo will outlive me. So I figure everything's fair game.
I think you take it with you when you go.
No, but I mean, it's not going to start to look awful because, you know, I won't live long enough for it to look awful.
Well,
look at him. He's just laying there. He looks like hell with a fire out, but his tattoos are marvelous.
It looks nice. It looks real good.
Our studio director is Andy Nye. Jeff Roberts is in master control. And thanks for joining us as you watch all over the world now, and you can. And that starts at 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern, Circle Country Television, circlecountry.com. And I know you've got several things you're going to talk about later. Steve Dorff is coming to see us. Speaking of Songwriter Hall of Famers, we were talking about Gretchen Peters. She's got a birthday today and featured her on the radio side a little bit earlier in the Cody Classics segment. Yeah. But Steve Dorff, he and Bill Anderson talk about Hall of Famers coming together. Hall of Famers Unite! Forevermore is the new Bill Anderson album that he co-wrote a number of songs and has produced for Bill.
Yeah, and he's also my neighbor, so good morning, Steve. I hope that you're listening in. Coming up, Luke Grimes getting ready to play the Grand Ole Opry. What a week he's having, because Yellowstone is back. He's known as Casey Dutton on Yellowstone, but he has released his own country album, and he is performing on the Grand Ole Opry tomorrow night. He talked about it on Fallon. So I've got that clip coming up. And we also know who is going to crash my playa this year. If you were looking for a getaway and you thought, maybe I want to go to Mexico with Luke Bryan. Maybe not. No, maybe you do.
Hey, there's far worse people.
Great lineup. More people have been added to that. Also, TR and Teddy Swims. Thomas Rhett and Teddy Swims together on the CMA Awards. All that and more coming up.
Kelly Sutton, good morning.
Good morning. We are very excited that Yellowstone is back on the air. So for anybody that watched it, they ended season 5, like in the middle of season 5. I'm going to cough.
That's all right. All right. I will turn your mic off and cough. Okay.
Yeah. We have dust in here and it's hitting me.
We do have dust, yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I think you swallowed your dip is what I think happened.
Do you have
what? I swallowed,
it happens.
I swallowed my what?
Nothing to be ashamed of.
What did I swallow?
Your dip.
Oh. Okay.
Right.
Much better.
Okay.
There we go. That was weird.
And
that
now,
hasn't happened to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, we resume our regular program.
There we go. Okay. I got to get ready because I've got a lot of stuff to talk about, so I got to get through it. Luke Grimes, he's back. Yellowstone. It ended in the middle of season 5, and now they're picking up in the second half of season 5, minus one key player.
Yes, I heard how they eliminated the one key player.
Yeah, don't give it away.
I won't.
When you say eliminated,
I might have given it away.
He won't be back.
Just like James Bond 007 elimination.
Okay.
When we eliminate people.
For anybody that has watched Yellowstone, he went to the train station.
Oh, there we go.
There it is, in a way.
Can I tell you the great irony of all of this, though?
Yeah.
Is because Kevin Costner's first big role was in The Big Chill with William Hurt, and it was an incredible cast, right? And his entire scene, all of his scenes got edited out except for when he was the corpse in the opening scene of the movie, and you don't see his face.
Wow.
So is that not an incredible full circle?
That really is. That really is. Okay, so Yellowstone's back. Luke Grimes, and now it's passed on to you. Sorry about that. Right, we're just passing it around. So Luke Grimes, he plays Casey Dutton on Yellowstone, but Friday night he's playing Luke Grimes at the Grand Ole Opry. So he's going to be making his Grand Ole Opry debut. It's a Friday night. He was on Jimmy Fallon and he talked about it. Listen to what he had to say.
You have a gig coming up this Friday. You're playing Grand Ole Opry.
That's right.
Well, that's...
What more could you... The luckiest guy on earth.
What more can you ask for? Are you nervous about that? Are you excited? What do you want to do?
Excited, man. Just really honored. Like, I don't know why they're letting me do it, but I'm very honored that they are letting
you
me
deserve it, bud. You're crushing it. You deserve it.
I don't know if you know this, but at the Grand Ole Opry, they took the wood from the original Opry, so from its very first location.
Of course.
And they put it on the stage, so when you walk out into this circle, you're standing on the same wooden planks that everyone who's ever played the Opry has stood on. So it's like... Yeah, man, it's going to be wild.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
How fun is that they're having this whole conversation about us, about our place? I was like, look, this is so cool. They know who we are.
And he's truly doing the Music City,
Yeah.
Daily double, because where is he tonight?
Ryman tonight.
Isn't that cool?
And then Grand Ole Opry tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, that's the bucket list right there.
Yeah, kicking it off with Jimmy Fallon's not bad either, is it?
Yeah, no.
No, that'll work. That'll work just
That'll
fine.
work.
Yep.
If you're looking for his music, it's a self-titled debut album. So it's just Luke Grimes. The new song is Black Powder. That's the one that he did on Fallon that particular night. Okay, Dolly Parton, she's doing it again. She's donating money, this time to the Nashville Public Library Foundation, to the tune of $4.5 million.
Do it, Dolly.
How about that? This is the biggest single contribution the Library Fund has ever been given. No surprise. It's coming from the Dollywood Foundation, which is home of Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. So it all makes sense. They're going to use this to start a new initiative. The new initiative is called Begin Bright. So Begin Bright is going to help kids all across the state learn how to read before they even get to kindergarten. That way, when they come in, they're already little readers. And of course, she's continuing on with Imagination Library. So thank you, Dolly, for everything that you do. We love you so much. Okay, let's move on. New announcements from the CMA. It's happening next week on Wednesday, the 20th. CMA Awards. New performers simply announced this morning at like 7:30 and added to the beautiful list of performers. I'm trying to drag it out a little bit. Kelsey Ballerini, Noah Kahn, Brooks and Dunn, Eric Church, Luke Combs, Riley Green, Jelly Roll, Cody Johnson, Ella Langley, I should say, Megan Maroney, Casey Musgraves, and Bailey Zimmerman. And that was already added to another list. The interesting thing is we know there's going to be a George Strait tribute. We don't know who's going to be a part of the George Strait tribute yet.
Because he's the Willie Nelson Lifetime Achievement Award winner.
Yeah, very cool. Again, this is happening next week. And speaking of that, Thomas Rhett and Teddy Swims are going to team up and do a mashup of Thomas's song and Teddy's song. You've probably heard it at some point. They're going to be doing a mashup together with Something About a Woman, which is TR's song and that song. That's happening on stage, CMA Awards next week, ABC.
More coffee, country, and Cody is on WSN.
I can't tell you how excited I was to walk in the green room and meet her for the very first time in person. I just feel like I know you. Kelley McWee is here, and it's been 10 years between albums, and Everything Beautiful is out. It's available wherever our audience gets their music. It's there.
Yes.
Does that feel like the birthing process for 10 years between albums? And now you finally got it out there.
Well, Bill. I have never had an actual human baby, but this did feel like I was having a child. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot, It's all the things. It's exciting and scary and difficult and so easy at times, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I've ran through all of the emotions releasing this album, because it has been 10 years, like you said, and I've been singing. I've always been playing music and singing professionally, but I took a little hiatus and sang in a band called Shiny Ribs with Kevin Russell. I was a background singer in that
Shiny
band.
soul singer.
I was a shiny soul sister.
Yes,
That's
you
right.
were.
And just did some other things, you know, within the music business, singing on other people's records. And anyway.
You and Jed Zimmerman in the beginning in
Yes.
Memphis had a duo, right?
Yes.
And then it was the Trishas.
Right.
And the Trishas occasionally still get back together?
No.
It's been a while? No?
We get together and hang out. Like,
Okay.
we're friends.
Okay.
It didn't end, you know, in some drama thing. In fact, I'm staying with Liz Foster while I'm here in town.
And that's Liz Foster, Savannah Welch, Jamie Lynn Wilson,
Yeah.
who's been a guest on the show several
Yes.
times through the years, and you.
Jamie's been releasing solo records since the Trishas split up. So, yeah, we're playing at a friend's wedding in March. But, you know, other than like things like that, we really kind of just decided to just be friends. And then one day, you know, I think we'll play a gig at Green Hall just for the fun of it.
A reunion. Get
A
together.
reunion.
Yeah.
That would be a
That'd
great place to
yeah.
play.
I think that's
Yeah.
what we might end up doing, like do a night or two there at Green Hall.
So what was playing at home? Because it sounds like you've had all these different flavors of iterations of things that you've liked to do musically.
Yeah.
What were you listening to growing up that kind of put all of these ideas in your head?
And as a backstory, so people know, you're a Memphis girl.
I'm a Memphian.
And that last album we talked about 10 years ago was called River Girl.
Yeah. It was called You Used to Live Here, and River Girl was the song,
Yeah.
the one. And in fact, there's a radio station in Austin, Solar Powered Sun Radio, and I had a radio show on it called River Girl Radio.
Oh,
Little
that's so cool.
I know. Side note. What'd you ask me? Oh, what was I listening to? My mom's record collection is what I was listening to. Yeah. She was, you know, a child of the '70s, so there was a lot of James Taylor, Linda Ronstadt, Bonnie Raitt, Eagles, you know, Loggins and Messina. Like that was what I was listening to. But as I got a little older, and sort of at a young age, like 15, 16, I had myself a nice little fake ID. And I would go and listen to local bands. Like I was out hearing music and, you know, in the, not the bars, but, you know.
So tell me more about the fake ID. Was it your name? Was it an older sister's, a friend of an older sister? How did you?
It was like a friend of, it was an older sister of a friend.
Uh-huh.
And I
Okay.
just memorized everything about her.
Oh, I love this. What was your name? Do you remember?
Gosh, no, I don't remember.
Those are the things. That's how they catch you, you know.
I know, but I had it down. I knew her social, everything.
Solid. Solid plan. That's excellent.
But all I wanted to do is go hear the local bands and local singers. And that was really where, like, I feel like the flavors of Memphis kind of started to seep into my blood and in my bloodstream, was going and hearing, you know, the local gals. Susan Marshall was a big one that I looked up to when I was like 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, you know, because I went to college there as well. So that was a long answer to your question.
No,
but
love it.
So was that a Beale Street hang or just places in metropolitan Memphis?
Just around like Midtown Memphis, really.
Okay.
I mean, I went down to Bill Street, although I wasn't supposed to, because, you know.
But remember, you had a fake ID.
But I had a fake ID. Sure. I was 23 years old. It's fine. But it was pretty, I mean, it's not the safest thing to do when you're a young gal to go down. But we did. I mean, there was a bar down there called Alfred's. That was more for like dancing.
Okay.
But there are a lot of places. The Poplar Lounge was one on Poplar in Memphis that we would go hear local musicians and Neil's. And then the college has a strip. You know, anyway, it was all around town.
So are you aware, even as a kid, of how great that music scene has been for decades? I mean, obviously Sun Records, that's a no-brainer. But then you have Stax, you have American Sound, where
Yes.
Elvis did all those great recordings.
Yeah.
You have Dusty in Memphis, which is one of the great albums of all time,
Yeah.
Dusty Springfield. Is that on the radar, or is it just kind of innately in there?
I don't know that was. I don't know if that was on my radar until probably I left. And when Jed and I made a record with a guy named Keith Sykes, we bought an RV, sold all of our stuff, bought an RV, and hit the road. And I noticed we would tell people we were from Memphis, and it's like, oh, you're from Memphis? Well, then you must know, blah, blah, blah. And so I started to learn about that. But I don't think it was really until like I left.
It's cool how in hindsight sometimes you realize how cool the place you were.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, I'm very, very proud to say I'm from there. I love that I live in Austin. I mean, that I'm able to do this for a living because I live in a community that supports it. And as much as I love Memphis, it's hard. It's hard to make a living there. You got to kind of like have other jobs, you know. And I don't want another job.
More coffee, country, and Cody is on WSM.
Her new album is called Everything Beautiful. Kelley McWee is here, and Kelly's new album is cool and simply stunning. The songs, the singing, the playing, the production, righteous indeed. The Right Reverend Ray Wiley Hubbard checking in. Direct quote. Yesterday was his birthday.
It was.
Yeah.
I was just had to tell you that.
Yeah, we played Snake Farm
yesterday
in honor of Ray Wiley's birthday.
I call him the Snake Daddy.
Back of her brand new album, which you recorded, I read, in 3 days. You did the full album in 3 days.
Pretty much.
You people in the music business, don't overthink this, okay? It can be done.
That's right. That's right. Just
But
do
it was 10 years in between the 3 days, right?
I had a lot of time to think about
that's
it
good.
beforehand.
How many times in between did you have something that you were like, okay, this is it, finished product, and then you looked at it and you were like, no, and scrubbed it? Or was it just that process of getting it put together?
You mean songwriting wise?
Or just like an overall, did it come together once before? Because I've heard that a lot from people. They're like, I thought I was done about 3 years ago, and then I just kept going and it changed into something completely different.
Yeah, I honestly, I mean, it was because I wasn't ready. Like, I wasn't quite ready to do all the things you have to do when releasing an album, because it's a lot of, me things. To talk about myself a lot, which is not my favorite thing to do. So.
Oh, you're not an only child then.
I am an
Are
only
you an only child? Oh, because Kelly and I are
Oh.
only child, and we love talking about us.
I know.
Yeah.
Well,
Toby Keats, I Want to Talk About Me is our only child national anthem.
I have a lot of only child isms for sure. Like, I
Okay.
need space and I want to be left
Sure.
alone. I
Yes.
don't like to share.
No.
Like,
No. I'll buy you your own of what I have, but I'm not giving you mine.
don't
No.
touch it.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. I have a lot of only child isms, but talking about myself is not. I don't love it. So I thought I was ready along the way, and then I would just have anxiety about what all I knew that I would involve releasing an album. So I had to wait till I was ready, really. You know, a lot of therapy and
That's good. That's good,
a
though.
young Pueblo.
It's all in, all done. Everything Beautiful. Wherever you get your music, it's there. From Kelley McWee, our special guest this morning. And we're going to close. You played the title track, but Verge of Tears.
Yeah.
Give us a backstory on that. That's what we're wrapping up.
This one, you mentioned Jed Zimmerman. We were Jed and Kelly. We were high school sweethearts, and then went our separate ways for a bit. Got back together in our early 20s, and ended up. He was kind of my introduction into the music business. He had a band. He would ask me to get up and sing, and so when we formed a duo, we made a record. He was the songwriter, and I was the singer. I played some mandolin. But I didn't start writing songs until the Trishas got a publishing deal here in Nashville. That's a side story. But anyway, I didn't start writing songs till I was 30. So fast forward to last year, Jed and I are still dear friends. We talk all the time. And we decided to finally, after all these years, write a song together. And that's Verge of Tears. So it's, kind of a full circle moment writing a song with him. And,
Great backstory.
Yeah.